We need to rally right now, one time. If there's a time that we need it, we need to pull together and rally. It wasn't a big thing about switching quarterbacks as much as it was moving the line around. We had a short period of time to try to put in the shotgun offense, a spread offense. So we just had to change when we found out who our personnel was, and we knew who we had from the JV level. So we knew they could run block, so that was our direction. So confidence-wise, we had all the confidence in the world.
Coaching probably didn't help us too much this season. Throughout the season, it seemed like it actually got kind of worse. Like at the beginning of the year, we had our confidence up, and towards the end of the year, it seemed like they kind of got down on us and didn't believe us much anymore. So I don't know if the coaching helped us too much this year at all.
Coming off quarterback in the middle of the game had a big change, because playing quarterback and receiver are two different things. Like when you have to go and be the control the offense and the line and the receivers, you're not just running routes anymore or catching the ball. You actually have to tell people what to do, make sure everyone's in the right position and everything. Playing receiver, you don't really have to rely on anyone to do your job, or at least help you do your job. But when you're coming at quarterback, it's a whole different ball game. You have to worry about the line blocking for you, or you have to worry about getting away from a lineman if they're rushing, the line don't block. Which we had to do quite a few this year.
You guys are quick to point the finger at everybody else and why going wrong, and you guys continue 12 weeks into the season to screw around. Okay, so before you or anybody in the stands wants to point the finger at somebody else, you guys might want to look at yourselves, because it's a joke.
If they tried harder for us to win, I think we would have tried harder for them to get a win too as well.
All you guys that want to go out there, you guys coin toss all this. You guys are supposed to be captains, I'm not gonna lie to you right now. I just watched every captain we have around on the side, every single one. You guys come out of the game, out of the practice. What are you guys doing? Honestly, are you guys watching, helping people that don't get it? You guys aren't. Guys, a captain is someone that leads all the time, not when they want the ball on Friday night.
This year's lack of experience on this year's team probably led to a little more immaturity off the field and on the field, and that's to be expected. Most of the other teams that we've had a lot of juniors that either had played sparingly as juniors and then were full-time players as varsity players, or had worked their way into a starting spot their senior year. They didn't come in just being a starter. So I guess just the confidence level was a little different this year. From previous teams, this team has always had last year to rally around one big running back. And in previous years, we've spread the ball around, and when our running back went down this year, it affected people. Kids won't say it, but it did affect them. When your big gun that you expect 150 yards, 175 yards a game out of goes down, that's going to affect people. And I think once they learn how to deal with that, they're going to go far as a team.
By playing on a hurt ankle, I kept going because the love I got for the sport is not going to go away because of a hurt ankle. I kept going because I know the team needed me. I could do some of the work even though I was hurt. Some of the players were pumped because I was playing. They were inspired to know that they had somebody that got their back and was going to do their job every play even though they were hurt. and just getting the feeling to play with some of the guys and trying to give them the best season that they had was just the best thing I can do playing on a hurt ankle.
We had some seniors that played a lot last year, but there wasn't that one or two dominant senior players that were just leaders that everyone followed. The seniors seemed to have a leader, and some of the juniors followed them. The juniors had a leader. We actually had a sophomore leader this year. That's different. And every year has been a little bit different from work ethic. As we become the Xbox, PlayStation generation, our young people, even with our youth football programs, they seem more involved in wanting to play video games and getting their education there. Go down to any playground and you'll see very few kids going and playing actual football games. They play catch, but they don't play football games. So what's the difference? Probably focus. That was a big one. It used to be football was the big gun around here now, and their focus is in different places right now.
The coaches had a lot more fun with us. We definitely knew when it was time to work hard and play. There were times the coaches loved every day at practice. We'd have a ton of time where the coaches were hanging out with us, playing around, and now it seems like that doesn't happen very often because the kids, most of it's not real discipline. You're constantly having to remind kids that, when it's time to play and when it's time to get serious. So I would say that's the biggest difference. Players, I can remember in the summers, we'd go to the weight room and we wouldn't just be playing around, we'd be working hard. We'd want to run, we'd want to lift, and that's the biggest difference with the players, I would have to say. Basically, work ethic has changed tremendously from when I was in high school and what is now. This high school, we've never had tremendous size. We've always been smaller than everyone, but we worked a lot harder, and we paid off with our speed and basically hard work. So that would be the biggest difference. Just players wanted to play and players wanted to work hard, and coaches wanted to coach and had fun doing it.
Would have been nice to have a couple more juniors with varsity game experience. There was a separation between our seniors and our juniors. They didn't mingle very much, so it was hard for our juniors to get an idea of what games were going to be like. So I think if it was one thing, I would say it was experience at that level, just to get them more confident in what they were doing.
If I was a player on this team, I definitely know I'd take some of the pressure off the coaches. They wouldn't have to yell every day at practice. I definitely would have been a leader on this team, would have kept the kids in line, and try to take a lot of them under my wing, because a lot of kids this year are inexperienced. That's the biggest thing we are lacking right now. So I would have tried to step up and help the coaches, and not only the coaches, the players too. Summer workouts, I helped them this summer in the workouts, and it was definitely not like it was when I was around. That would have changed a lot, and a coach can't make you have work ethic and can't make you work hard. They make you show up, but they can't make you do the work. So that's definitely, I would have tried to enforce a lot more of that kind of stuff, and that's probably that's what we're lacking this year. The rest of the stuff has pretty much been the same. So.
And for the kids that are out here giving everything they got, I feel bad for them. I really do. Because they're busting their butts while everybody else thinks it's funny just to laugh around, joke, roll on the ground, play. I don't think it's funny. This is a very winnable game, and you guys are taking it like, oh, I'll just chalk it up 0-8. That's not how I do things. That's not how these coaches do things. When we're sitting there on Sundays, hour after hour, breaking down film, trying to put you guys in the right spots, making stuff up on the fly, that's not fair to us. Give us at least a little bit of respect, please. I've spent my last year and a half with you guys through the weight room and everything else. That's not fair. You got 3 weeks. You need to suck it up and do what you can. You're going to be one of the first teams to go from 10-0 to 0-10. That's a decision you're going to make. We'll put you in the spots. You got to do the results. We can't be on the field for you.
Last year we went 10-0, so this year we went 1-9. So really, this year wasn't that much of an experience. But next year, hopefully, we really don't want to go through this again next year. So next year, I think we're going to try a lot harder to achieve 10-0 again or something like that, because this year taught us how to lose and how to learn from it.
Being a sophomore and a team leader at the varsity level was kind of difficult, because not only did you have to adjust to the speed and the gameplay of other people, but you had to compete with people that had more experience, that have been on the varsity level. And it's just harder because people don't think that you can compete against them because you're a sophomore.
It gives you a chance tomorrow to really think about all the people that have played this game before you. Okay, because every one of us on this coaching staff has sat here on a football field with their senior year and had to say goodbye to guys. And it's a tough thing to do. But you get through it, and you know, with the help of your friends, it becomes easier and easier every day, and pretty soon you're looking on to your future or another sport, but you'll always think about that day. And not to bring you down, but next year when you walk out here and you see everybody else in the orange or black, and you'll understand where we're coming from when we say, I wish I could do it one more day. Just give me one more day. Let me put on a uniform one more day. Okay, my fat ass right now would get killed, but for one day, one game, I'd love to be able to stand under there in my pads and run out here one more time. Okay? To the seniors, I love you guys. Thank you.
Let's go, guys. And I'm proud.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
As a senior, I wanted to at least win 2 games, better than our last record that we had, or last year. And I wanted to help everyone out, you know, try challenging people. I also wanted to step up, become a leader, and just try doing my best.
Seeing the team struggle kind of motivated me more to play better, play to the best of my abilities, and carry out the team throughout the whole game. Even though we were in a losing situation, it didn't matter because I was going to be there to carry out the team. Individually, it was good because I was doing the best I could. I was pushing myself more, and to where I was just drained at the end of the game, and I knew I'd give it my all.
Guys, I'm proud of each and every one of you. I can stand up here and say it shoulda, woulda, coulda, we would have done this, we could have done that. Putting this thing on is a chore. Putting a uniform on is not fun, because if it was easy and fun, all those people that are standing watching you would do it. You are an elite few guys. There's only a few of you in the school that are willing to do this. Okay, when people are down, you got to pick them up. When they're up, you got to make sure they don't get too high.